Only way to stop the violence is to back away. Creating more is counterproductive.
So I'm supposed to what, Emily? Just let this maniac keep doing whatever he wants to whomever he pleases? I can't...
Jerry is responsible for an ugly moment in time, but we can't let that define our lives. You have a son. We have each other.
Yes, I know all that, Emily. Until he wakes up one day and decides to send you to prison just for the fun of it.
He's not going to do that. I'm the only leverage that Jerry has left, so let's just let him have it. Let's make the choice to ignore him.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I can't because I love you and I won't let anyone take you away from me, including him.
Nicholas, I know that it's your instinct to protect me. I love you, but I don't want you to. Promise me that you're going to leave him alone.
I want to because you've asked me to, but I don't think I can. About wounded pride. I felt helpless during the hostage crisis and when Craig was controlling me with poison, but I'm even angry at what he's done to you. This goes beyond personal. A man needs to die, that's it.
All you're doing is keeping Jerry in power. Nicholas, is not up to us to be his judge and jury.
Emily, what's the alternative here? Huh? Did we go on protecting Jerry and give him a happy, rich life as a reward for everything that he's done?
No, the alternative is to leave Jax and his brother in peace.
It's not going to do you any good to battle to the death with Jerry. It's just not.
Is this about you standing by your old pal Jax, or is it about you making excuses for Jerry because you have a thing for him?
I don't have a thing for Jerry. I thought the guy was charming. I had no way of knowing that he was a psychopath.
It doesn't matter. He still needs to die. Look, his true identity doesn't make him any less of a threat. It's the same man.
Nicholas, don't take your frustrations out on Alexis. She's just trying to minimize the fallout, just like I am.
I had no way of knowing what a monster he was. He was a nice guy. I saw him. He helped me when I was sick. He brought me medication when I needed it. He took me to the hospital when I needed it.
Okay, fine. Stop.
What was I supposed to do?
No, okay. But just don't try and talk me out of getting rid of him.
If you kill him, you will end up in prison and he'll win.
So you're okay sitting around like target practice?
No, I'm not okay
waiting
with
for
any
whatever
of this.
hell Jerry brings on next. You okay with that?
I'm just praying that Jax is not going to let that happen. We got here as soon as we could.
What's this all about? What are you talking about?
Jerry asked us to meet him here.
I got the same call.
In the world?
Maybe he's planning to keep us all hostage again.
Yeah, well, I don't know what my brother's gonna do next.
And that is the crux of the problem.
Nicholas, please.
What? What, don't be on my guard? Don't be afraid for the people I care about? And what if Jerry shoots, say, Jason or Monica? Would you still defend him then? What if he comes in here with a lit stick of dynamite?
I don't need pyrotechnics for my arrival. A warm smile and a few hugs will suffice. Hey, God, it's been so long. My God, you look good, little brother. Woo. Marriage agrees with you. And look at this place. It's even more magnificent than Lady Jane has said. Wow. Why are you pretending like you just got here? Keep your voice down unless you have to raise it in an enthusiastic greeting. What are you up to? You want to see how long it takes for your alarmed staff to call the police? Oh, dear, I heard that you had a terrible health crisis, but it makes you feel better. You look as gorgeous as ever, really. Oh, and look at little Emily Quartermain, all grown up and a doctor to boot. Wow.
What the hell are you trying to pull here?
Jerry? It's time for me to go public. Oh, excuse me, what's all this?
James Craig, you're under arrest.
James Craig? Craig? Who's James Craig?
You have the right to remain silent.
I mean, there's been a terrible mistake. This is ridiculous. Mom, you need to go to your room.
My God, Jerry, what have you done now?
This is ridiculous.
Why are you being arrested, Jerry?
This man is James Craig. He's wanted for murder, assault, kidnapping,
His
arson.
name is Jerry Jax. I should know. He's my son.
As you can see, Mac, you've made a terrible mistake.
We have a positive ID from multiple witnesses.
I mean, are you going to help me there, little brother?
Or whose brother you say you are. You held 15 people hostage in this lobby. You're responsible for the death of Alan Quartermain.
Dr. Quartermain's dead? That's a...
You shot my niece! You denied her medical treatment, pain medication. You told unauthorized people to remove the bullet.
Sorry, is your niece all right?
Robin's alive because Nicholas pulled her out of this lobby before you blew it up. Filled with innocent hostages. No matter what you say or who you say you are, you're responsible for this, and you're gonna pay.
You're upsetting my mother, and apparently you're shocking my brother into silence. I can assure you, I am not this James Craig you're talking about.
I saw the pictures of James Craig. It's you.
No, I changed my face since I was last in Port Charles. I only came back to surprise my little brother. I didn't even know that my mother was here in this country. If I knew, that's the last thing I would have done to upset her. Come on, Jax. I'm sure you feel the same. I mean, please, we can get through this. Come on, try and help me on this one, once and for all.
You're not gonna believe anything I say anyway, Mac.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Is this your brother or not?
Yes. That's my brother, Jerry. I'm sure that he had nothing to do with the tragedy in this hotel.
You see, then it's settled. Then uncut those...
You know, he can run your scam by some judge taking you in.
Can't allow you to do that, Mac.
I can't allow you to do
I'll
that,
be
Jack.
acting as legal counsel for Jerry Jacks.
So Jerry decides to surprise his brother, and you happen to know that he needs a lawyer?
When has Jerry Jacks not needed legal representation? I'm acting on behalf of a friend, that's all.
And I appreciate that.
May I see the arrest warrant, please? Thank
Are
you.
you sure you want to do this, Alexis? Do you really want to defend a man who would blow up his own brother's hotel?
If Alexis can get Jerry out of this, she can get you out of a bogus espionage charge.
I'm sorry, Mac, but you're mistaken. I'm never going to forget the face of the man who made me choose between my father and my best friend. And this man is not James Craig.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes.
Nicholas?
It's not him.
Mac, what do we got?
Wrongful arrest, mistaken identity, among other things. You should save the department embarrassment and tell the commissioner to let my client go. Mr. Corinthos and I...
So as it turns out, James Craig is really Jerry Jacks with a new face. This whole thing is just an unfortunate coincidence.
I'm afraid it is, Mr. What's your name?
Lansing, Rick Lansing, I'm the district attorney.
Acting district attorney.
I admit it, I'm a bit of a rogue, but I mean, I obviously shouldn't have gone for the bargain basement plastic surgeon, but I mean, if I'd done all these terrible things, why would I come back to the Metro Court? And why would my brother's ex-wife be defending me?
You forced them into it somehow.
And how would that work?
Mac, I'm a little close to this because of Robin. Why don't you just let me take it from here?
Wait, you talked to James Craig during the crisis on the phone. Do you recognize his voice?
Yes, it's possible. Look, he does have an accent.
A lot of people have accents.
Who called the police? No one?
Who's going to step forward? Who's going to step forward in front of the man that tortured him, especially when you're trying to cut him loose?
That's not what I'm trying to do, Mac.
Obviously, nobody here is admitting that they called the police. No one is going to. Emily and Nicholas are saying that he's not James Craig. His own mother and brother are denying it. So what exactly are you trying to establish here?
He's James Craig. Okay, he's the man who held us hostage.
DNA will tell you that he's Jerry Jacks.
Apparently, the DNA will also tell us that Jerry Jacks is James Craig.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wedding. Welcome to the family.
As you can see, Jerry made an unfortunate choice of plastic surgeons.
There's nothing to substantiate a warrant. There's only a blurry picture taken by a security camera. There's no fingerprints. There's no weapons. Very little evidence. And as far as the DNA is
Jason
concerned...
shot Craig after the explosion, Alexis.
Well,
His
Jason...
blood is all over the
If
restaurant
he shot
upstairs.
James Craig, then Jason should be in jail. There was so much carnage in that building, there's no way to identify the blood.
All I have to do is prove that the blood belongs to your client here, whoever he is.
I think you're wasting your time. Carly, would you mind helping us out, please?
Isn't this all a little too convenient?
Yeah, let's just hear what she has to say, okay?
You spent a lot of time with James Craig during the hostage crisis. Is that true?
Yes, unfortunately.
Is this man James Craig?
It's weird how much you look like James Craig. eerie. And I'm glad someone called the cops, and I don't blame Mac for arresting you. James Craig should have to pay for what he did.
Yes, I agree. He deserves to burn in hell.
I can't.
Mac, do I really have to stay? This is bringing up a lot of bad memories.
Just hold on. Nicholas, what were you about to say?
I hope you find whoever did this.
We will. Whatever it takes.
Can we leave now?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll call you if we need you.
Carly. Is this James Craig?
No.
You know, we still have 2 witnesses and a photo ID. That's enough to lock him up until we complete the DNA.
Okay, we'll get
If you want to
fingerprints
waste
on
your
sheets.
time on a case of mistaken identity, then suit yourself.
Let's go. You know, the Jerry Jacks I knew always lived right on the edge of the law. He had a lot of dark connections and a penchant for laundering money.
Yes, you're right.
And he was never capable of this level of violence.
And I'm still not.
I hope to God you're not covering for him, even if he is your brother after what he did to Robin. Come on, let's go.
Matt, wait a minute. Let him go. We'll get the DNA when the order comes through. Hey, don't leave town.
He's still a substantial flight risk.
It's okay.
He won't leave town. I'll guarantee it, man.
You know what? You can lie about everything else, but you can't fake the DNA. Let's go.
I'm really sorry I caused you so much grief. I am.
We haven't pulled it off yet.
Hey, come in. Hey, the kids are both asleep. Hey, you guys want a drink or something?
No, you know what? Actually, we need to tell you something.
Yeah, we wanted to tell you in person.
What happened? Jax's brother Jerry is back in town, but he's different than before.
He, ironically, looks like James Craig.
Oh my God.
Okay, how do we know that he isn't James Craig?
I saw this man. He's not.
Nicholas, what do you think?
If I thought he were really back in town, he wouldn't be for very long. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want you to run into him on the street.
There's more important things to worry about, huh?
Hey, Jake. You're so handsome, huh? You're eventually gonna let them sleep through the night, right?
Yeah, he's a great kid.
Let us know if you need anything.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
How strange was that?
Very. Listen, I want you to be careful until we're absolutely sure who he is, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna go call Mac.
Okay. Thanks.
So, what did he say?
Well, Scott's gonna try and force me to sign over guardianship of Laura by exposing that Luke raped her. But Alexis has managed to keep the courtroom closed and the record sealed, so as long as Lulu's not in the courtroom, then she may never know, right?
You know what? Normally I'm in favor of full disclosure, but I don't know if Lulu can handle the truth this ugly on top of everything she's been through.
Well, maybe I can keep her away. I can just call her and tell her that I need help with Jake.
If eyes could shoot daggers, Elizabeth would be dead setting up. So unless you've decided to confront her about having Jason's baby, you need to do a better job of covering.
Lulu will see right through any conveniently timed invitation to go help the kids.
Well, I can try. I mean, if I can just get her to the park, I can maybe distract her long enough to keep her away from the courthouse. But it will only work once. If this trial goes on for days, she's eventually going to hear the truth.
Well, according to Alexis, I should be able to retain guardianship. And Once the judge makes the decision and the records are sealed, then we can just put this behind us.
Yeah, but what if Scott decides to tell Lulu about the rape just to get back at Dad?
Hey, one crisis at a time. And first, Nicholas has to stay put as Laura's guardian.
Well, it would certainly help if I could fight for my mother without having to worry about my sister's heart being ripped to shreds.
Have you ever resented the responsibility that goes along with being your mother's guardian?
No, quite the contrary. I'm honored that she entrusted herself into my care.
It must be very expensive.
Well, she's my mother. Money's not a consideration in this matter.
Mr. Cassadine, did you ever have to stop Luke from having contact with Laura?
Years ago, I believed that contact with Luke could be harmful, but now I think otherwise.
Why do you think it was harmful for your mother?
Because of the psychiatrist's initial recommendation.
No other reason.
No other reason.
Do you know of any time that Luke was abusive towards your mother?
No.
You're under oath, Mr. Cassadine.
Laura never told me that Luke was abusive towards her.
That's not what I asked. But I'll move on. Do you have any recollection of a situation that happened between Luke and Laura at the campus disco on October 5th,
Objection, Your Honor,
1979?
relevance.
I assume you're going someplace specific with this?
Yes, Your Honor, I am going somewhere with this.
Overruled. Witness will answer.
Mr. Cassadine, what happened October 5th, 1979 between Luke Spencer and Laura Baldwin? Do you want me to repeat the question?
No, you don't have to read.
Well, we're waiting.
There was a rape.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Luke raped Laura. Lulu, let me explain.
I'll have order in my courtroom.
You have not been dismissed, all right? Now you get back up on that stand. Get back up on that stand. You're unnecessary. Get back up on that stand. Get back up.
So you didn't have to do
Get back up on that stand. I asked for order! Not now. Don't do this here. Don't do this.
I wish my testimony had been more helpful.
All you did was relate the facts to my mother's condition. You can't ask for more than that.
Listen, when the time comes, and if Lulu's of the mind, have her come and talk to me.
Thank you.
You might want to encourage Nicholas to talk to me, too. I'm very good with anger management issues.
She's not answering.
Nicholas, look, when the shock wears off, Lulu's gonna realize that beyond that one horrible night her parents left each other.
Luke was right. Baldwin won't stop until he takes Laura away from him. It was so stupid for me to go after him like that. I just kept seeing that smug little look on his face, the way he hurts people I care about.
Just like Craig, this anger that you're feeling is just as much about Jax's brother as it is about Scott.
Then you ram the scalpel through the patient's temple, stand back and watch them bleed out.
Excuse me?
Emily, you were hell on my ego.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, Patrick. You know, you were so nice to agree to help me with this test, and I can't seem to give you the courtesy of focus. Do you mind if we do this later?
On one condition. I get to ask you a question.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Do you think it's unreasonable that I treated a beautiful woman last week? Or that I was helping a female nurse?
Okay. Well, that depends, Patrick. Were you flirting?
I was being pleasant. I mean, I was trying to be pleasant.
See, you're pleasant reads as flirting. If I were Robin, it would drive me insane.
Excuse me, is Robin Scorpio around?
Why?
Well, I understand she's the one that found the experimental drug that brought Laura back.
Actually, we worked on Laura's case together, and if you're sniffing around the hospital looking for Laura's medical records, I'll be more than happy to inform you. I'll make it my business you never get your hands on them.
you're up awfully early. What's the matter? Couldn't you sleep?
I don't want to put my family through one more day of this hearing.
Well, if you want this done, side over guardianship of Laura.
Mr. Baldwin, you and I both know that this doesn't have anything to do with what's best for my mother. You just want revenge against Luke. Well, guess what? You certainly got it the moment Lulu walked in here and heard that Luke raped our mother. Congratulations, their relationship may never recover. So why don't you just drop this petition for guardianship and walk away?
I'm not going anywhere until Luke is out of Laura's life for good.
Okay, listen, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to end this. So name your price.
You keep your money. We both know I've already won.
I have every reason to believe the judge will rule in my favor today.
Then why are you trying to bribe me to disappear?
Because unlike you, I happen to care about the people my mother loves, and they've been hurt enough.
Yeah, well, so has Laura. And I'm surprised that you want Luke anywhere near her after everything he's done.
Laura forgave Luke a long time ago.
Yeah, well, have you? Luke treated you like dirt when he found out that you were her son. He tried to cut you out of her life. And then when you were appointed guardian, he did a 180. You know why? I'll tell you. Because he wanted access to Laura.
I can assure you that's not why Luke wants me to remain Laura's guardian.
He's using you. He's using you just like he used your mother.
Laura loves Luke.
Yeah, but she didn't trust him. That's why she appointed you guardian. She didn't want some drunk making decisions for her.
Scott, enough, all right? Just pipe down and wait for the judge's ruling. With any luck, you won't have any further input in Laura's affairs.
Look, I'm not trying to take Laura away from Nicholas or her family. I'm just trying to protect her from Luke.
So sure.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
The only thing that Scott proved is that he's a selfish person, incapable of putting anybody above himself. There's no doubt in my mind that Nicholas is going to be reinstated.
Where is Nicholas?
He's at the courthouse. Alexis wanted to go over a few papers with him before the hearing started. You can take Jake if you want to go upstairs and get changed. I can't go. Cameron's come down with a fever. Graham got called into work. There's nobody to babysit. I'm really sorry. I wish I could be there for you.
No. Cam needs you more. Besides, if everything goes the way it should, we'll be home soon to celebrate.
Okay. Right.
But as of this hearing, Mr. Baldwin is Laura Spencer's new guardian. This court is adjourned.
All rise.
This may come as a shock, but I just want what's best for Laura.
My mom would hate this, and she would hate you for everything that you've done.
Go to hell, you rancid pile of roadkill.
I'm really sorry, Luke.
Hey, don't be sorry, Nicholas. You did everything you could.
Luke's right. It's not your fault.
It's my job to quote along with the lost failed mom today.
Oh, Scott failed Mom. I can't believe the judge bought his pack of lies.
Well, observe how easily the system is manipulated.
I'll be home if you need me.
Thank you, babe.
Luke, I know how awful this is for you, but it's going to be fine. Laura is in kind of a twilight.
Well, I appreciate that, Barbara. But the fact remains, she's at the mercy of a reptile. But, Nick, I really want to say this to you again. You did everything you could. You tried your best to take care of your mother's wishes. She would be very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so sorry. This is definitely an exercise in frustration.
I believe that goes without saying.
You know that I'm going to appeal this. All right, what I need right now from all of you is to give the court some information so they can set up visitation privileges. I promise you, this case is not over.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. See you all later.
I miss you. okay? I haven't left yet.
I know, it's just the anticipation. We'll be apart for hours. Come on.
Think how great it's gonna be when I get home. All that built-up passion.
Oh, then let's just skip the part where we leave, shall we?
Nicholas, I love this. I love the way it is now. It's just you and me again.
I know, me too. It's all I ever really wanted. Yeah.
Oh, nope. Perfect timing. I was close to being late for work. Sorry.
Bye.
Have fun. I love starting my day out with a dose of happiness like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've spoken too soon.
Tell me that you can keep Emily out of prison. There's really no point in talking in circles here. You want to keep the peace with Jerry, and I won't rest until I stop him, so...
By stop, you mean kill. Right?
Whatever.
Even though you know that if Jerry dies, I could end up in prison for espionage, and if you antagonize him, he could turn me in for spite.
Yeah, I do know that, but I can't live my life like this. I won't allow some psychopath to control your life or mine.
Nicholas, that's what's happening when we fight. We're not getting anywhere. Jerry would be thrilled. All I want to do is love you, and he's making this impossible.
I wish I could see it that way, Emily, but I just can't. I'm sure it's because I'm a Cassadine and because I love you too much. I will not stop until he is no longer a threat to you or anyone else. Just because Jerry's disappeared doesn't mean that he won't try and create havoc somewhere else.
Where do these come from? These, where they come from?
Norma picked him with Spencer in the garden.
We could be walking in the gardens, you know? Or along the cliffs. Or we could be like a lot of other people on a nice summer day. People sitting on blankets, enjoying themselves. People with all kinds of problems, serious and not so serious. People who choose to enjoy themselves, especially on a day like this.
You know that Alfred's brought to bring tea, right?
Yeah, you better close the door.
Yeah. This is a nice surprise.
You like surprises, don't you?
Yes, I do. Love on a bed of flowers. It's quite adventurous, don't you think?
Yeah, if I've learned anything in the past few months, it's that the world can change in an instant.
Yeah.
One minute you're on your way to a party, and the next minute you're a hostage. Can't change what Jerry's done, but we sure don't have to give him this afternoon.
Thank you for continuing to remind me what's important.
What? Do you have to? No. No.
If it's not family, I'll just let it go to voicemail, okay? Hold on. Hey, Hey, Lulu, I'm kind of busy at the moment, so if you just get...
Did you see him?
No, but I heard his name mentioned.
Is he okay?
I don't know. Why don't you ask your brother-in-law here?
My colleague knows I would never hurt my brother. I would gladly hurt you. And maybe I will.
Don't provoke him. It's trouble you don't need.
Carly, the man's a killer. He takes people hostage. He's a thief. And that's just a few of his crimes. He belongs in prison for the rest of his life.
Okay, you need to accept the fact that's not going to happen, Nicholas.
Because of a lot of misguided people like yourself who continue to protect him.
I get why you're angry.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Obviously, you don't. But otherwise, why do you keep protecting him?
I am trying to be realistic. He has managed to evade prosecution. He's not leaving Port Charles anytime soon. Why do you attack him?
So I'm just supposed to ignore the fact that he framed Emily for treason? I'm just supposed to...
She can live with it. Why can't you?
Okay. You know, Emily believes that the only way to break this chain of violence is to let him go free.
Maybe she's right, you know? Think about it. Maybe she's right.
But she's sincere. You, however, don't do anything without a motive, and I assume that it's out of concern for Jax. Otherwise, why would you go to such great lengths for Jerry? Slimy toad.
What? Are you denying that Rick Lansing is both slimy and a toad? Unless, of course, you think that he looks and acts more like a rat, in which case I might have to agree with you.
Now you sound like my lawyer.
I definitely admire that woman. I don't think I could sit there and listen to Rick Lansing's little lies with a straight face.
When did you get so fierce?
Right around the time my big brother was arrested for murder. I'm sorry I haven't visited more often.
Nah, you know, you've been busy. It looks like you're still busy. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's been a really tough rotation. Sometimes I get so tired, Jason, I wonder why am I even doing all this? And then I think about Dad.
Helen would be really proud of you.
If he were alive, he'd be here, you know? He'd be saying all the wrong things, probably driving you crazy, but he'd be on your side. He loved you, Jason.
Yeah, I know.
And I love you too. I don't say that enough. Which is probably fine with you since you're not really into big public displays of emotion.
Yeah, you know, you don't need to say it.
Maybe I want to. You are an amazing, essential person in my life. And you're gonna beat this. Because I can't lose you.
It's gonna be okay.
Her phone. She stopped by to pick it up. It was not a big deal.
Okay. Well, how many times has Sam actually come here to visit since the night Elizabeth was with Jason came out in court?
You know, what does that have to do with anything? Jason, he shows up at my house anytime he wants. Why shouldn't Sam?
All I'm saying is that you're upset and allow yourself a little time to hurt over this before you do something you can't take back.
So tell me, do you think that Elizabeth and Jason were just a one-night thing?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
is that what you told Emily when you went out on her?
Wow. I nearly lost Emily for good because I was unfaithful to her. And I'm just trying to keep you from making the same mistake.
Elizabeth has lied to me for months.
To protect you, I believe.
I get it, because I'm the pathetic drug user, right? And I don't have the right to know that my wife has been cheating on me.
Maybe Elizabeth was wrong. Maybe I was too. Maybe I should have told you from the
Yeah,
very
you should have
beginning.
told me. You're my brother. How long have you known Elizabeth has been sleeping with Jason?
Thanks for meeting me here.
Neutral territory.
I'm here looking at office space, Lucky. I don't need neutral territory.
Come on, you didn't call me for advice on real estate. I'm guessing you and my wife have some strategy on how to deal with me.
Look, I'm on your side, okay?
Yeah, I wish I had $1 for every time you said that.
All right, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Elizabeth.
You just stop blaming each other and start fighting for your family, or you will lose them.
Thank you.
The last places blood belongs is on my freshly mopped floor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what has gotten into me today.
Well, you have a lot on your mind. Your brother's verdict is due at any time.
Yeah, I know, but I shouldn't let it affect my work. Thank you for catching these before they broke. Dr. Marucci would kill me if he had to wait while I went around collecting on you samples.
Well, you're not the first save I've made this shift. It seems like everybody's having personal issues today. Ready?
Jason's free? Oh, my God. Thank God.
Maybe now you can concentrate on your job for a change.
I will. I will, Tiffany. Do you know if Elizabeth's heard yet?
Well, probably. I gave her the rest of the day off to go hear the verdict being read.
Jason had been convicted. Elizabeth would have wanted to go visit him in prison, putting even more strain on your marriage, right? Look, now that Elizabeth knows how you feel about her friendship with Jason, maybe
you
she'll
mean
just
her
stay away.
affair with Jason?
It was one night. It didn't mean anything. She says it's over, so why don't you just let it be?
Elizabeth would still be lying if Rick hadn't questioned her about her relationship with Jason while under oath.
Maybe so. But you lied about being addicted to painkillers and slept with Maxie more than once, and she still found a way to forgive you. Maybe you should do the same.
Hey.
Yeah, sure. Is that how's work?
I was busy. Two other interns were picked to scrub in on a lung transplant. I stopped doing rounds with Dr. Marucci. He had me running from one end of the hospital to the other all day long.
So does this Dr. Marucci treat his nurses as bad as he does his interns?
Not usually. We've just been short-staffed all week.
Yeah, well, maybe if you weren't good friends with Jason, you wouldn't have to miss work to be at his trial.
So I was hoping that you and the kids could come visit Spencer this weekend, you think?
Rick asked Did Lucky ever come home last night?
No, and I haven't heard from him.
Well, he just needs to clear his head. Things are going to settle down.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh, what are you saying?
Lucky's world just got knocked off his axis again. He didn't know that I'd been to the court, and then he gets blindsided by seeing the footage of me hugging Jason. To Lucky, it was just one more example of me sneaking off to be with him.
Oh, my God, but it wasn't like that. You were happy that Jason won his freedom back. We all were.
Now, will you try explaining that to Lucky? It is so frustrating because I understand where he's coming from, but come on, it was just a hug. It's not like he caught me kissing on him or professing my undying love.
Look, I think Lucky's just raw over finding out about you and Jason. He's going to be okay.
I don't know. I've never seen him so furious. And now he's starting to doubt everything we have ever been to each other. And honestly, I'm having doubts of my own. I can't help it. I'm starting to think my marriage is over.
Marriage faces difficult times.
And not all of them survive.
Elizabeth, you and Lucky would have already been halfway there if that news footage wouldn't have sent him off.
I swear. You people make me so glad that I am not involved with anyone right now. It's one crisis after the other. I saw that news footage. What's the big deal?
My husband took exception to me hugging Jason.
Was it a prelude to something?
No, of course not. Jason had just been acquitted of murder charges. I was happy for him.
Did you tell Lucky that?
He won't hear me.
Well, then that's his problem. It doesn't become your problem unless it keeps you from completing my duty roster by 2:15.
I love that woman is so cut and dry. And I am cursed with seeing all the gray areas. I understand why Lucky is so upset, and I hate that I have caused him so much pain and confusion. I don't know if we should even try anymore.
Wow, okay, so you were serious about before.
Yeah.